Hey guys, so do you like my new do? I like them thick, black, and 36 inches long. So I'm guessing you all heard about Justin Bieber, right? Well, he was caught drag racing in Miami and then arrested for a DUI. But the real story to me comes in when, after that, a bunch of people started this petition to get him deported back to Canada. Now see, he's actually Canadian, but he's living here on a visa for talent, such as Courtney Act is doing the same thing right now. But anyway, yeah, it got 100,000 signatures at least. I've not checked it recently, but it takes 100,000 to get recognized by Washington, D.C. So needless to say, he might want to start thinking about packing his bags. But my question to you is this fair? Is this a fair concept or idea that we have going on, that just because a bunch of people decide something against somebody that it can be made to happen? Now, where the tricky part comes in for me, it's that Justin is not exactly on an even playing field with everybody else in America. Because chances are, unless you're a 13-year-old girl, you probably hate him, right? I mean, I don't know what people's motives are for hating him. My thinking behind it would probably be that he was at one time the biggest thing in the world, you know, a la One Direction, Hannah Montana, and it's a cool thing to hate what's popular, right? Right. But bringing it back to topic, a DUI is a very serious thing. No jokes about it at all. But it does come with its own set of consequences. There's laws to deal with it, blah, blah, blah. Is it fair to have people who already hate this guy for whatever the reason dictating his fate? I mean, not even really because of what he did, just because of this pre-existing hatred for this boy, where they're just using the DUI as an excuse. Do I think he should be punished for it? Absolutely. DUIs are serious. Not joking about that, I've already said that. But I just think the petition was kind of ridiculous and kind of going a little bit too far. But what do you think? Sound off below. But on a lighter note, last week I got to see an amazing film called Dallas Buyers Club, which was set in 1985, and it was about a Texas man who contracts HIV and starts smuggling drugs over the border to medicate himself and others. I mean, it's a great story, don't get me wrong, and it's actually a true story, but the best thing about this film is the acting, hands down. It stars Matthew McConaughey, who, truth be told, I really can't stand. But in this movie, he really changed my mind about him in some ways, and I really have a lot more respect for the man now. And it also starred Jennifer Garner, who I was just in love with back in the day, and I wish she was a little bit more relevant in Hollywood now after seeing the movie. And finally, a performance of a lifetime by none other than Jared Leto. So if you're like me and you really dig movies that go back and forth between being hilariously funny and horribly depressing, you're definitely going to want to catch this one, and it's nominated for a bunch of Oscars, so I'm going to officially go ahead and declare this the first must see film of 2014. You heard it here first, folks. Now finally for today, let's take on a question. Who do you feel are the top 3 most successful queens off RuPaul, and what can we learn from them on parlaying success off the show? Well, I'm going to apologize in advance for not limiting it to just 3, but Sharon Needles, Jinx Monsoon, Willem, Shangela, and Manila Luzon. And the reason that these queens are so successful is that they, first of all, they brand themselves, they define themselves, they make themselves very easy for people to know what they're about. Like Sharon, Spooky Queen, Jinx, Camp Queen, Willem, Funny Queen. I mean, of course there's more qualities to them, but they rely on this one thing to define them. And it makes them just easier to swallow, because instead of watching this person for a long time and trying to figure out what they're about, you just know instantly right off the bat who they are. And furthermore, I think these people are all very good at keeping themselves relevant. I mean, they're on the front lines, they're responding to their fans, they're updating their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. They're keeping themselves in the spotlight instead of just lying back on the couch and waiting on the paparazzi to come to them, like some of these queens seem to do and have kind of just faded off into obscurity. But yeah, But all in all, what I think we can really learn from these queens in particular as far as success goes is just stay consistent and just keep putting yourself out there. As soon as you stop caring about yourself, as soon as you stop putting the effort in, nobody else is gonna care. If I stopped updating all my social media and didn't post a YouTube video, 3 months down the line, everybody would be like, honey, who? Actually, everybody already is like that. Except you guys. So that wraps things up for today's Taste of Honey. Make sure if you want to get a piece of advice, go to ask.fm/honeygolightly and you can ask anything you want anonymously. The link will be down in the description box, and until next time, stay sweet.